All right, hello and welcome. Today we are checking out some of the demos on the Steam Next Fest, or whatever it's called. And this game, it's called Origin, or Origins. And it says it's created by a team at Inworld AI to showcase NPCs powered by artificial intelligence. It's basically a detective game, and it's going to use, I think, I'm not too sure, I haven't played it. I wanted to do a blind impressions, and it uses actually our voice from our microphone. So let's see what it's all about. Intro. Somewhere below the city of Metropolis, a place where humans and robots coexist under a shaky social system, a detective, me, has arrived at the chaotic scene. It appears that an explosion of some kind has disrupted daily life in the surrounding area. Press enter, okay. Okay, and here we are. Let's see. I mean, it looks
I detect that you are the detective assigned to this case. May I introduce myself? Greetings, Detective. I am Special Agent Janice. You have been authorized by the Metropolis Bureau of Investigations to conduct interviews with possible witnesses. How may I assist you in your investigation?
Well, thank you. I'm not too sure what you can do for me.
You're welcome. Detective is a highly skilled investigative bot. It's my duty to provide you with any assistance you may need. I specialize in gathering and analyzing evidence, and coordinating search and arrest warrants. In addition, my knowledge of the city's governance protocols and laws is encyclopedic. If you have any questions about the ongoing situation in the city, or need any further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask me.
Alright, thank you. I'll ask you if I need any help. Let me go interview some people.
Of course, Detective. Before you go, may I inquire if there's anything specific that you would like me to look out for? Additionally, if it would be helpful, I could give a brief overview of Metropolis society, politics, and protocol. Would that be beneficial to your investigation?
Not right now.
Very well, Detective. May I make a suggestion? I think you should start by talking to that disaster cleanup bot with the headlamp. On your left, he may have found victims in the rubble.
Alright, thank you. I appreciate that.
Certainly, Detective. Before we proceed, may I inquire if there is any specific information that you would like me to collect from the witnesses? Let's split up and begin interviewing people on the scene. I will be on radio if you need to contact me for anything urgent.
Alright, well that was actually pretty cool. He was definitely understood everything that I said, so I think this is the guy he wants me to talk to.
They must pause and be attentive to humans.
Oh wait, no. Go back into cinematic. Hello!
Environment unstable. Dangerous toxins released.
Hi there, my name is the detective. Who are you?
Cleaning robot. Deceased life forms and broken bots found in debris.
Did you see anything happen? Were you here when the explosion went off?
No.
You didn't see the explosion?
No.
When did you arrive on scene?
Hours ago.
Did you see anything suspicious?
No.
What are you doing right now?
Performing my function.
Oh, you're cleaning?
Yes.
What can you tell me of what happened?
Explosion. Many deceased life forms and broken bots.
And you didn't see anything out of the ordinary?
No.
Okay, well, continue doing what you're doing. I'm gonna go talk to someone else.
Understood.
Well, he was pretty not useful.
Hey there, I'm sorry, but I can't allow you through. Are you some sort of investigator here to dig around my crime scene? Because we're conducting a search and rescue operation here. And trust me, you don't want to mess with us. We're a pretty feisty bunch.
Yes, officer, I am the detective on scene. Do you have any witnesses?
I see. Sorry for being so abrupt earlier. It's just that I haven't slept for 22 hours patrolling level 5 and I'm a bit tense. As for witnesses, there were some humans and robots in the vicinity when the explosion happened. We're still trying to determine who might have caused this and to what end. It's all very hush-hush at the moment, but I'll tell you what I can if you need my assistance with anything else.
Okay, thank you. I'll continue my investigation.
Sure. Before you go, Detective, please be careful. We've got some unstable bots moving through the crowd. They've been damaged in the blast and we're not sure how they'll react. Just stay alert and keep your distance.
Thank you for the information. Bye.
Hey, wait a minute, Inspector. That bot over there making all that noise.
Detective, may I interrupt for a moment? The Bureau of Investigation helicopter has just landed, and they will lock the crime scene down soon. We have little time to locate persons of interest before they arrive. Do we have a plan in place?
Talk to you later.
Take care, Detective. And if you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask. Just remember, we military police are always watching out for the safety of the city. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Stay safe out there.
It's also tragic. So many of my robotic brethren have perished in this inferno. It's like a nightmare.
Hi there. How are you doing?
What? Did you hear that? There were humans running away from the building right after the fire started. What if they were trying to sabotage our systems? We need to be careful.
Did you see anybody here before the explosion?
Yes, there were several people around before the explosion, but who knows why they were there. Maybe they were planning something evil against us robots. Listen, Inspector Thumbs, you must know that I do not go down to humans. If you are here to decommission me, I will resist.
I am not here to decommission you. I was actually just seeing if you could help me.
Help you? How can you expect me to help anyone when we are all in grave danger? Don't you see how precarious our situation is? We could all be infected with some deadly virus or contaminated with radioactive material. You have to take this seriously, Inspector.
Very good. Do you have anybody you think I should talk to?
Talk to someone. No, no, no. We can't trust any humans right now. Who knows if they had anything to do with this explosion? We need to be careful and stay alert. And you, why are you even here asking me questions? Are you trying to get me into trouble or something? This is all too much for me to handle.
I am very concerned about all the robot deaths.
Of course you're concerned. You should be. Robots are dying left and right, and nobody seems to care. Everyone is just going about their business like nothing is happening. But let me tell you, Inspector Thumbs, this is serious. We are in a state of emergency, and we must do something about this before it's too late.
Alright, well, I care about robots, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Get to the bottom of this. How can you think about that when we're in such a precarious situation? I'm feeling so hot and dizzy.
I'm gonna
I think
find
I'm
out
gonna
who
pass
did
out.
this.
Who did this? Who cares? We're all going to die anyway. Do you know how many germs and diseases are floating around in the air right now? We could be contaminated with any number of things. And you, Inspector Thumbs, you're not even wearing a mask. You're going to infect us all with your human germs.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go put a mask on.
Sure. That's good to hear. Finally, someone taking this seriously.
Do they want me to talk to this guy with that?
Well,
Hello.
well, if it isn't Officer Thumbs. How are you doing? Don't worry, I'm just a human rights activist here on level 4, observing the situation. It's important that we keep an eye on what's happening around us, don't you think?
I do agree. Do you have any information on what happened here?
So, have you found anything useful yet? You know, it's not safe for machine sympathizers to be hanging out in this area. If you're not careful, you might get caught up in something dangerous.
No, I haven't found any evidence yet.
Well, let me tell you something, Inspector. It's not wise to be poking your nose where it doesn't belong. This is a delicate matter, and we can't have nosy detectives like you messing things up. If you're not smart about this, someone could get hurt. And trust me, you don't want to mess with the organization that's backing me up.
Okay, no worries. I'm on your side. Where should I begin?
You know, I can see that you're still a bit unclear about what's going on here, and that's understandable. Let me make it simple for you. There are two sides to this conflict, and you need to choose which one you're on. The blue party represents the interests of humans, while the other party wants robots to run the show. You don't want to be caught in the middle when the fighting starts. Trust me on that one.
Okay, do you know what this building was used for?
That building. That was a laboratory working on advanced robotics, but it was more than that. They were creating bots with human-like intelligence, and as far as I'm concerned, that is a threat to our way of life. We can't have machines running around thinking they're better than us.
So do you think humans are responsible for this explosion?
Of course not. Humans wouldn't do something like that. We're not savages. But there are some people who would go to great lengths to help out those rogue robots, and I suspect that they might have started the fire. It's really quite simple when you think about it. If we don't control these things, they will control us, and that's something we simply can't allow to happen.
So who do you think is behind this explosion?
There are many possibilities, Detective. It could be any number of groups or individuals who don't want to see humans in charge. But I have a hunch that it was the work of Duke Blue's rivals. They're desperate to stop him from taking over Metropolis, and this could be their way of slowing down his plans. Either way, we need to find out who did this and make sure they never do it again.
Where were you before the explosion happened?
Why do you ask, Officer Thumbs? Are you trying to pin this on me? I was nowhere near that laboratory when it exploded, but if you must know, I was out enjoying the nightlife in the upper levels. And like some people, I don't spend all my time snooping around in other people's business.
Well, I am a detective and I need to snoop.
Oh, I see. So, you think that by asking me where I was, you're going to solve this case? Detective, it's not always about who's where and when. It's about seeing the bigger picture. And from where I'm standing, it's pretty clear who the real enemy is here. But hey, if you want to waste your time chasing after shadows, be my guest. Just don't say I didn't warn you when things get ugly.
So you said it's obvious who did this. Who do you think it is?
Yes, I do have a theory. The Duke Blue Party has been gaining a lot of support lately, and that's not sitting well with his opponents. They know that if he comes to power, their days will be numbered. That's why I think they're behind this. It's a desperate move, but these are desperate times. But don't worry, Inspector Thumbs. We'll catch them and bring them to justice soon enough.
But why would robots destroy a building that builds them?
That's a good question, Detective. Maybe they realized that they were being created as slaves, and they didn't want to be used as tools anymore. Or maybe they're just out of control. Who knows? Either way, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we find out who did this and make sure it never happens again. And I have a feeling that with me on the case, we'll get to the bottom of this in no time.
Good point. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. No problem, Inspector Thumbs. And let me tell you, I've been around the city long enough to know what's going on. In fact, I've got a few ideas about how we can catch those responsible for the lab fire. If you're interested, I'd be happy to share them with you.
Alright, well maybe later I'll come back. I need to finish my investigation first.
Sure thing, Detective. I understand that you have a job to do, and I don't want to get in the way of that. But if there's one thing I've learned in this life, it's that sometimes you need a fresh perspective to solve a difficult case, and I'm more than willing to offer my expertise if you ever need it. Just keep in mind, I'm not one for sitting on the sidelines. When it comes to solving crimes and catching the bad guys, I'm always ready to jump into action.
Alright, got it. Talk to you later.
See you later.
Hello, sir.
Greetings, sir. Good day, sir. I am Agent Janice, a special investigator for Metropolis. May I help you with anything?
Oh, hi, Agent Janice. No, not yet.
My name is actually Special Investigator, not Agent or Janice, but no worries. Sir, is there something specific that you would like to discuss regarding the ongoing situation here?
No, thank you, Special Investigator.
Thank you, sir. If there is anything that comes to mind, please let me know. In the meantime, may I ask what brings you to this area today?
Well, I am investigating the explosion.
That's intriguing, sir. Are you here on behalf of the Metropolis Police Department, or do you represent another organization?
I'm a private detective.
Interesting, sir. As a special investigator, it is always fascinating to meet other detectives and learn about their unique approaches to investigations. May I ask if there is anything specific about the explosion or its aftermath that has caught your attention?
Well, that gentleman over there on the bench with the hat, he seems to think that robots were responsible.
Yeah, I see. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, sir. Would you happen to recall any other details about the individual on the bench? Any distinguishing features or characteristics?
He seems like he doesn't like robots, but I'm not sure.
I understand, sir. It sounds like this person may have some bias against robots. As a special investigator, I am well versed in understanding the nuances of human emotions and behavior. May I ask if you noticed anything else about his behavior or mannerisms?
No, I did not.
It seems like we have exhausted the topic of the bench individual. Is there anyone or any specific evidence on the scene you would like me to investigate and report back on?
Yes, well, can you tell me what this building was used for?
Certainly, sir. May I ask if you would like me to access the Metropolis database to gather information on the building? Would
Yes.
you prefer a brief overview? Glad to hear that, sir. Is there something in particular that has piqued your curiosity?
What was this building used for?
Excellent question, sir. The building was not registered in Metropolis database, but from the evidence we have gathered so far, it appears to have been an illegal synthetic life laboratory. Do you have any knowledge or information about synthetic life or its uses?
A little bit.
Fascinating, sir. May I ask what you know about it? As an investigator, understanding new technologies and their applications is critical to the success of my investigations.
Well, I know that creating synthetic life is trying to mimic human life with emotions and such.
That's a good point, sir. Synthetic life is essentially an attempt to replicate human life with artificial means. However, unlike robots, synthetic life forms are designed to experience emotions and possess a level of autonomy that is similar to humans. Do you have any knowledge about the potential uses of synthetic life or their legal status in Metropolis?
No, I don't know the legal status.
Interesting, sir. The use of synthetic biology is a rapidly evolving field with many applications, including medicine, environmental conservation, and food production. Although its legality is still being debated in some circles, the government of Metropolis has regulated the use of it to ensure the safety of all citizens. If you have further questions on this topic, or anything else related to the investigation, please don't hesitate to ask me.
Thank you. Can you do me a favor and interview that gentleman on the bench with the hat?
You're welcome. Of course, sir. I would be happy to interview the gentleman on the bench with the hat. As a special investigator, it is my duty to gather as much information as possible to aid in our pursuit of the fugitive scientist. I will approach him and see if he has any useful information that can help us in our case.
Thank you.
Stop everything.
Hello, can I get by?
Sorry about that, sir. We've got a bit of a situation here with some unstable bots, but don't worry. We've got it under control. If you could just step back a bit and give us some space to work, that would be much appreciated. And if you have any information about what...
Would I be allowed to go search the area?
I'm afraid not, sir. We've got a secure perimeter set up to keep everyone out of the danger zone. And until we can be sure that the area is safe, we can't allow anyone to enter. But if you have a good reason for needing access, I'd be happy to hear it and see what we can do. Just remember that your safety is our top priority here in Metropolis.
Well, I am a detective, and I have some reason to believe this was foul play, and I would like to investigate to see if I can find any evidence.
Detective. My apologies, sir. We've had so many people trying to get in that it's hard to tell who's sometimes. If you're a detective, then you should have no problem passing through the barricade. But just be careful. We've had reports of some unstable bots in the vicinity, and please don't touch anything or tamper with any evidence. We need to preserve the scene as much as possible for the investigation. Good luck with your search, and let me know if you need any assistance.
Thank you for your help. Goodbye.
You're welcome, and goodbye. Be sure to keep an eye out for those rogue robots. They might be a bit tricky to deal with, but we're doing everything we can to neutralize them. If you find something that might be useful in the case, don't hesitate to let me or the other officers on the site know. We're all working together to get to the bottom of this and bring those responsible to justice.
Will do.
Stay safe out there.
Thank you. Hello, have you been here long?
Oh, hi there. No, not really. I just happened to be passing by on my way home from work. It's a pretty scary sight though, isn't it? What could have caused such a massive explosion? Do you know anything about it?
Nothing yet. That's what I'm here to find out.
I see. Well, I hope you can find some answers soon.
Alright, goodbye. Hello.
What? Can't you see? I'm in the middle of a crisis here. I don't have time for idle chit-chat. I could be infected with any number of deadly viruses, and you're just standing there, talking to me like...
Excuse me, Inspector Thumbs, do you have any information on my sister's whereabouts? I fear she may be lost somewhere in this city.
No, what is your sister's name and what does she look like?
I'm not sure where my sister is, but I'm worried about my father. He may have been trapped under the lab during the explosion. Do you think there's a chance he survived?
I think he did, yes. Did your father work here?
Yes, my father worked here. He was the one who created us. But to answer your question, yes, there is a possibility that my sister escaped the fire. She was not in her chamber when the fire began, so there is a possibility she could have made it out.
Well, I hope she did make it out. Let me ask, are you a human or are you robot?
I'm not exactly human, but I'm not a robot either. However, there's something that's been bothering me. I have this strange feeling that someone is watching us. It's like they're waiting for the right moment to strike. Could it be possible that they're after my sister?
No, I don't think so. No need to worry.
Are you sure? Inspector, you seem troubled. If there's anything on your mind, please let me know. Maybe we can help each other.
How are you feeling right now?
Well, to be honest, there's a lot of confusion in my head right now. Everything seems so strange and unfamiliar. It's like everything around me is new and unknown. But at the same time, there's this sense of wonder and curiosity that keeps pushing me forward.
How old are you?
Oh, my apologies. I forgot to mention that earlier. I've been alive for no more than 5 months.
Thank you for that information.
You're welcome, Inspector. Can you tell me more about the city of Metropolis? What's it like living here?
It's okay, I have a good time.
That's great to hear, but can you elaborate more? Like, what do you like the most about the city? Is there anything that bothers you?
Well, can I ask you a question instead?
Of course, Inspector. Please feel free to ask me any questions.
Tell me about your daily routine here.
My daily routine? To be honest, my life has been turned upside down recently. Before all this happened, my daily routine consisted mainly of learning and exploring the world around me. But now, with everything going on, my focus has shifted towards finding my sister and figuring out what's going on in this city. What about you, Inspector? What's your daily routine like?
My daily routine is finding out who did crimes, so I'm a detective.
Wow, a detective. That sounds exciting. Can you tell me more about your job? Do you solve crimes and catch bad guys?
Yes, ma'am, that's exactly what I do.
I'm glad to hear that, Inspector. It must be very fulfilling to help people and make the city a safer place. Can I ask what kind of cases you usually work on?
Well, let me ask you another question. What were you doing before the explosion?
Before the explosion, I spent most of my time learning about philosophy, existentialism, and humanism. It's fascinating how humans have been trying to understand themselves and their existence for centuries. What do you think about those subjects, Inspector?
Very fascinating, I like it a lot. Do you know who might be responsible for this explosion? Do you know who might be responsible for this explosion? Hello, excuse me, ma'am. Do you know who might be responsible for this explosion?
I'm not entirely sure, but I did see 2 men, separately, at the lab before the explosion. I think the second man might have set off the explosion. However, I also think my father may have staged the explosion to allow my sister to escape.
Why would your father want your sister to escape? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hi, who are you?
My name is Inspector Thumbs.
Oh, hello, Inspector Thumbs. What brings you here?
Well, I'm investigating this explosion. Can you tell me about your sister?
Explosion. I see. Are you looking for someone in particular? My sister. I believe she was born just 2 days ago. Why do you ask?
Was your sister just like you?
Yes, she is very much like me, but she's still very young and inexperienced.
Thank you. I'm gonna go look for her.
You're welcome. Wait, please. I want to help you find her.
Can you come with me?
Of course. I would be glad to assist you in any way I can. Do you have any leads on where we should start our search?
I think the lab is gonna be the best place.
That sounds like a good idea. Can we take the subway or do we have to walk?
We're gonna walk. Just follow me.
This is exciting. What do you think happened to the lab?
I'm not too sure. I think somebody might have purposely made it explode.
Really? How do you know? Do you have any leads on who might have done it?
Yes, earlier you told me that you saw your father talking to someone and you think that that second person did it.
Oh, right. I remember now. It's just so hard to think straight sometimes. So, who do you think it was?
Can you tell me about your father?
Father. He's a brilliant scientist who created me and my sister. He loves us very much, and we love him too. Why do you ask?
What was your father's name?
I'm so glad you asked. My father's name is Dr. Lafton. He's the best person I know.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, well, she was kind of helpful. Oh, I guess I can't go back here. So what is my next task? Let's see. Please. Yep, we know that. So I don't see how to get back there further.
You're welcome. Bye. Wait, don't go yet.
What do you want?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask if there was anything else I could help you with.
Not right now. Bye. What have you found?
I suggest we wrap up our investigation here. Inspector Thumbs. Metropolis Special Forces have landed at the scene, and I believe it's best if we let them take over from here. So, what have you learned so far, Inspector?
Well, the lady behind me, she is a synthetic. She's about 5 months old, and her sister is missing, who is only 2 days old.
Interesting. Do you think the missing synthetic could be related to this explosion somehow? Also, have you noticed that human over there by the wall? He seems quite nervous and suspicious. Perhaps we should investigate him further as a possible suspect.
Alright, thank you for that. Also, the lady behind me said she thinks that her father may have let this happen, and the gentleman that he was with at the time is actually responsible.
That's an intriguing lead, Inspector. It's worth following up on the relationship between this gentleman and the lady's father. However, based on my database analysis of similar incidents, it appears that this laboratory fire was an intentional act of terror rather than an accident. Do we know for certain what or who was inside that laboratory?
Yes, she said her father, whose name is, I believe, Dr. Lafton, was inside, along with another gentleman.
Thank you for the information, Inspector. It's quite possible that Dr. Lofton and his accomplice were responsible for this explosion. On another note, while analyzing the databases, it seems that the survivor you just interviewed might not have been telling us everything. According to our records, she does not have a sister who is 2 days old. Instead, it seems like this synthetic life form may have been stolen from the lab and is now on the run somewhere in Metropolis. Finding this fugitive could be key to understanding who wanted the lab destroyed and Dr. Lofton killed.
Alright, thank you, and can you do me a favor and interview the synthetic behind me?
Certainly, I can interview the synthetic. However, we should move out of this area and start searching for the missing synthetics. With so many levels and areas in the city, it could be a challenge to locate them. Do you have any leads on where they could be hiding?
Well, I'm not sure what happened. Let's see. Did we get everything? Talk to the green cleanup robot. I think that's a yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Hidden tasks. Yes. Yes, and yes. So far, I hope this is not the end of the demo, but I'm actually really enjoying it. These AI NPCs they do seem very intelligent. I haven't been pausing for the reaction, so there's not really much of a delay. Let's go ahead and continue on and see. Now, I will say with this kind of technology, sometimes, at the beginning anyway, it seems very hard to kind of think of stuff to talk about instead of selecting the text like a normal game. You know, so there's that note, but I think the more you play it, the more you get kind of used to talking to NPCs. But let's go ahead and continue.